Good morning, everyone.
Morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Uh, all of you all were logged in, or you faced problems in login?
No, ma'am, we were locked in.
Okay. I don't know what was the infrastructural issue over here today because I was not able to log in. So since 7:30, I was waiting for the thing to get on with me, but then somehow it was not getting started. Fine. With that apology from our side, let's begin the topic. We have already lost half of the session time. So probably we'll have to compensate sometimes later, maybe in an extra session or maybe by adjusting with some other session. So I'll let you know about it. So without further wasting the time, I'll begin immediately with the sharing the slides and starting with my session. I hope the slide is visible.
No, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll go a little bit fast because half of the session has gone in waiting. So immediately we'll start with the topic which we have started in the earlier sessions. We are at the end of chapter one, wherein there are two important things we are going to talk about today. That is emotional intelligence, and if time permits, quickly we'll talk about transactional analysis. So we have begin with transactional analysis at the beginning of this topics of attitude. Okay, and while touching the topic of Johari window as well. Moving ahead with two more concepts, that is emotional intelligence, and tomorrow we'll be tackling the personality topic so that unit 1 will be completed. So basically, when we were talking about emotions and emotional intelligence so far, basically we are talking about analyzing, understanding the emotions within us, and as well as being empathetic to get your attention towards other person's emotions also when taking any decision during a conversation that may lead to either a disaster or it could help you manage the situation very maturely and skillfully, smartly. So this is the applicability is definitely in our day-to-day life and at workplace as well, predominantly. So when we talk about this emotional intelligence per se, we have mentioned it as an ability, our own capability, we can say, to perceive and understand the emotions of ourselves first, because you should know yourself. Okay, as well as get into the shoe of other person and try to understand the people around us. Okay, so how we are going to do it? We are going to do it with the understanding of emotional intelligence. Okay, because until and unless we know the emotions, we cannot actually work on controlling them. Okay, so managing them. Okay, so we need to understand them. People will say, okay, I'm a since childhood I'm seeing these emotions, but then sometimes we may not interpret it accordingly, properly, relevantly. That's the crux of this subject, emotional intelligence. Because when we talk about leadership as well, it plays a highly important role, because there are so many leadership styles. We're going to talk about it later. Okay, probably when we take the leadership topic, you may relate it to the past leaders in your mythology or history, ancient leaders, as well as the recent political leaders or spiritual leaders. Okay, so or as simple as that, the leaders with whom you all might have worked, those who are working. Okay, leadership definitely deals with emotional intelligence a lot. Okay, it's important for you to understand the skill, because two-way, tomorrow you're going to be a leader or a follower. You need to be understanding how to manage the emotions when you are communicating it with a particular person or a role. Because once you step out of your home, okay, or enter a particular corporate or your own business, you are going to play multiple role. You need to smartly encash the role and the uh, uh, dealing with the situation and creating and maintaining a positive environment is in your hand and your emotions. Just focus on this particular communication aspects when we talk about interpersonal. You can see here all the aspects of verbal and non-verbal communications are important when we talk about emotional intelligence, because when we talk about, as an example, say interpersonal skill of a particular person, it could be an employer or it could be an employee, it could be a businessman, or it could be people, team members working under him. It could be a boy or a girl in a family, a father, a parent, okay, any kind of elderly or a younger individual. Okay, everything is applicable for all the individuals. Okay, immaterial of the age factor. Okay, so here when we talk about focusing on the communication aspect, which is integral part of showing your emotions. Okay, when you communicate, 7% of the verbal clues in the form of speech, in the form of speech. Okay, you actually are decoding your emotions. Okay, number one, that is observing the speech. 7% impact, because people use hundreds and thousands of words and semantics. Okay, you actually express with the help of words. Okay, now the when we talk about the quality of the words, the pitch, the loudness, the rate of speech, these are the non-verbal qualities of the speech also. जैसे हम बोल रहे हैं कि verbal and non-verbal, you are aware that okay, non-verbal is something related to, you know, your visual impact, your body kinesics. But when we talk about words also, what are the words actually matter a lot. Okay, so that is the first important ingredient, that is your words. But you can see here just 7%. Okay, now when we talk about the other important factors of that particular communication, 55% is visual, can you imagine, and 38% is vocal. Okay, that is your emphasis, how much emphasis you gave on your verbal communication. Just I mentioned about your pitch, your loudness, your rate of speech. Okay, so all these characteristics are going to matter 38% of your verbal communication. Okay, that is way of decoding your emotions, decoding your emotions through verbal and vocal clues. Okay, now when we talk about your visual clues, which is 55%, basically it talks about your body kinesics, that is the body language, and facial expressions also. Because when we talk about facial expressions, your anger, your disgust, your fear, joy, your sadness, your excitement, all these are reflected in various emotions. And the emotions sometimes or mostly are reflected, communicated by your facial expressions. Okay, and of course body language. Okay, because when we talk about body language, a particular word or a sentence or a dialogue, we can say, okay, with pride or with shame or with fear, or it might have been a disgusting situation, the way you actually show off your emotions matter a lot when we talk about deciphering the emotions in this way, in interpersonal communication. So I hope you are aware about this importance and significance of how emotions and the visual display acts an important role, okay, in your interpersonal skills. And definitely it is leading in connection with your emotional intelligence, because this is going to be a part of your communication when you are a leader or you are an employee, either way. Okay, this is the significance. Emotional intelligence, or otherwise known as EQ, helps us better understand what motivates other. It helps us to work more cooperatively with others. The more skillfully you're at discerning the feelings behind others' signals, the better you will be able to control the signals you send back to them. As a result, you will be more successful in life. Okay, so emotional intelligence is a set of skills that are thought to contribute to the appraisal of emotions in oneself and others. So this is important skills. When we talk about skilling, it's not always related to your technical or your domain skill sets. Please remember that can be learned within few days. I repeat, in order to improve your employability, that is to make you employable. Okay, that's what you have joined this course, because you want yourself to be employable in the way that gets you into a good job, or you may become an entrepreneur. Okay, or whatever business you're doing, you may expand it, flourish it. Probably these are some of the aspects why you have joined this course. Okay, but for that purpose, only having technical domain knowledge is not enough. That is just a tip of an iceberg. I'm going to come to this point. What is the tip of the iceberg? Your domain knowledge, your technical knowledge. It's all about the IQ. But when we talk about the emotional intelligence, it is the big thing more than what matters in building your career and your personality. Because when you talk about building your technical domain skill sets, that skilling takes few days, and you can estimate the time taken, and you can evaluate also very easily by quiz, by question paper exams, evaluations, and so on and so forth. But when we talk about your own personality, the ingredient of the personality is also emotional intelligence. And that skill of emotional intelligence cannot be achieved in few days or some measurable days. It requires a lot of efforts, and it's a qualitative aspect of your life. Okay, so definitely you need to keep on practicing it, because एक दिन में आपका इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस बाहर नहीं आने वाला, आपको प्रैक्टिस करना पड़ेगा. Okay, when you talk about any dialogue in a film, you can just practice in front of the mirror with all the emotions, maybe hatred, maybe love, maybe anger, disgustment, and so many other emotions. You can have one single dialogue and practice it. You will be able to understand the beauty of what is emotional intelligence and how it is actually giving you the clues. I would have practiced it in the class, had it been an offline session. Okay, लेकिन अगर ये offline नहीं है and we have already lost the half of the session today, I would request you, maybe at the end of the day or maybe in a break, you may just stand in front of the mirror and take one dialogue and just one single statement in the front of the mirror with all the emotions, different types. Just see, when you say yourself, command yourself, your neurological system takes the command, and not only you utter that dialogue, but that emotions are reflected naturally on your face. Because since childhood, at least you are aware about what does it mean by anger, what does it mean by love, does it mean by care, what does it mean by hatred. Okay, so with the what emotions are attached to the words, you actually show your facial expressions in your body language. So as this is the great personality, Mr. Daniel Goleman, who has worked a lot on emotional intelligence. Okay, so 5 domains of emotional intelligence he has actually worked on for us. And the as I said, this is a new discipline which has been emerged in last couple of decades. Okay, earlier this was not coined as a term of emotional intelligence, although it might have been playing a great role in various aspects of life. So when we talk about emotional intelligence, definitely Daniel Goleman has done contributed a lot, and according to him, basically his work may or may not be appreciated. Okay, but major of us, many people are appreciating his work. If not everyone agrees with the idea of Goleman's model of emotional intelligence, definitely there is a general agreement that it does exist, and that is a factor that comes into play in terms of professional and personal success of all of us. Okay, so no harm in actually going through it. Okay, because major research has been done and it has been proven that it works. Okay, it's just like astic and nastic kind of a thing. Whether you believe it or not, it works. Okay, so basically when we actually understand Goleman's prototype, where he has described the emotional intelligence, he has split into 5 realms, or we can say 5 areas, as well as 4 sections. Okay, there is a spelling mistake over here. These 5 realms, that is knowing your emotions, understanding and managing them, motivating yourself, and recognizing and understanding other people's emotions, and now at the end, managing the relationships. How? That is by when you understand other person's emotions, now you are in a better position to uh, interact without any dispute, without any conflict. Okay, so you need to understand your emotions, you need to manage, because only when you understand you can manage, only when you manage you can actually control them in disaster situation or in crisis. Okay, so definitely y'all should understand and appreciate this, motivate yourself that you are understanding your own emotions. Once you are motivated, you will be in a position, once motivated you will be in a position to understand and appreciate other person's point of view also, what the person might be perceiving. Otherwise you will be interpreting and leading to misinterpretation. Okay, so definitely you need to appreciate yourself as well as other person's point of view, only then you can manage the relationships. So these are the 5 realms which Daniel Goleman has stated, and in order to manage this, okay, in order to manage these 5 realms, he has actually come up with the personal competencies and social competencies. I repeat, he has come up with 4 quadrants we are going to talk about. One, focusing on personal competencies, that is self awareness and social awareness, sorry, self awareness and self management. And social competencies, which is focusing on social awareness and relationship management. So these are the 4 quadrants you can see here on your screen. You may take a screenshot of this, please, so that we can refer it further in the further slides also. Take a screenshot or take a, I hope you have taken the screenshot,
Yes, ma'am.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So these 5 realms which we have just talked about, okay, is going to help you manage your emotional intelligence. Okay, control your emotions and apply them as per the situation in a relevant way that will not harm anyone. That is creating a win-win situation for you and the other person. Okay, to get the best out of that situation. Now, when we talk about these 4 realms, or rather 4 quadrants, okay, the idea of this particular is basically to recognize the positive trends, and because until and unless you appreciate and you actually understand, you'll not be able to apply. So this framework of emotional intelligence is there in front of the front on your screen. So talking about the first quadrant, basically I mentioned personal competence, dealing with self awareness and self management. And the next row below is social competence, that is social awareness and relationship management. Okay, I hope you all will understand this. Okay, I'll give emphasis on this explanation because this is very important topic. So personal competence comprised of self awareness and self management. If you understand it, you're recognizing it. Only when you recognize, you will be able to regulate it, that is control it, you'll be able to manage it. Okay, that is the major understanding. So when you understand your own feeling, you will actually handle the situation properly, because you're going to interact and perform with other people accordingly. So for that purpose, you should start with yourself. What is inside me? Okay, what's going on inside me? Okay, so basically self awareness involves being able to read your own emotions and try to visualize what it would be as an impact in the communication. Okay, it involves knowing your strengths, knowing your limitations, as well as gaining some confidence in whatever you are doing. Okay, that is your self awareness. Okay, you need to actually understand various states. We are going to talk about various states also, the emotional states. Okay, wherein you need to manage your self awareness. Okay, only then you'll be able to understand by paying attention to how others are influencing your emotional state. Okay, so accordingly you will understand the behavioral pattern of yourself. Okay, you are recognizing yourself. Okay, so that is self awareness. When we talk about self management, basically this is a personal competence again, having sense of achievement, displaying honesty, integrity, or trusting in one, and able to control your disruptive emotions. Okay, managing and controlling them. Okay, because only that way you will be handling various critical situations. you will be flexible, you will be adaptive. Okay, so basically when we talk about self management, it involves a sense of optimism, being adaptable, flexible, recognizing and actually catching the opportunity that comes your way. Okay, so if you're flexible enough, only then you can actually take the opportunity. Okay, so those who practice this competency, they are the individual who accepts the responsibility. They are not those who shed off the responsibility. Okay, they are tuned in to take the responsibility. They are matured enough to understand and take the responsibility. Okay, so here you are learning to actually choose your own emotional response with whatever situation comes your way, and you are managing it accordingly. Okay, no matter how many obstacles come, hurdles come, you know how to manage, you know how to control, you know how to optimistically take it ahead. Okay, this is about self management. Okay, so personal competencies related with self awareness and self management. Moving ahead with social awareness, this is the social competence comprising social awareness and relationship management. Okay, so when we talk about social awareness, this kind of competency includes things like picking up your moods of other individual, or knowing the emotions of other person, their moods. Okay, caring for them. Okay, so we are actually understanding their unique perspective and learning to take an active interest in things they are considering from their point of view. That is social awareness. Okay, that is hearing what other person is trying to send you the message. Okay, have empathy to listen what other person is trying to say. Okay, so it involves a sense of organizational awareness and sense of service also, because you are actually caring about other person. Okay, so that is about self awareness. And second aspect is relationship management. So now when we talk about relationship management as the second social competence, we are actually involving getting along well with others. Basically it involves predominantly, when you work in team, in group. Okay, in collaboration, you may be an inspirational leader and learning how to resolve disagreements, or helping as a catalyst or a impactful person to come to consensus, or you can say agreement. Okay, so those who are well versed in this competency know how to guide and motivate others. Okay, so various tactics are used for this, leadership styles are used for this in order to manage the relationship. In our family also, there are so many people who actually are working as matured, people who patch up the things when something is going wrong in the family. If some relation is going worse, there are few mediators who actually evolve when you interact. Same happens in within your friendships also. You may have some quarrel, and then you may use such kind of controlling mechanisms. Probably you are the mediator and you try to resolve the issue. Okay, because you have that clarity of thought. Okay, so basically when we talk about this kind of competence, it's a relationship management kind of a competence, in which it involves being able to initiate and lead people in a new direction, and learning how to actually boost others ability through consistent timely feedback. Okay, and guidance also, and mind well the other person also definitely should actually respond in a positive way. Otherwise it shouldn't be considered as finger pointing thing. Okay, you need to actually be the person as a mediator and create harmony in the relation. Okay, so definitely when we talk about what you can say, emotional intelligence per se, with this framework, we should be aware that there are rules for working which are changing around us when we actually talk from the organization setup, from the corporate perspective. We are being judged by others by probably new hurdles, new yardsticks, and not just by how smart we are, how good we are in our profession, how skillful we are. Okay, how, what domain expertise we are having. These are all important, no doubt, but then you need to also understand that how well we understand each other, how well we understand the relationships within us when we are working together, matters the most. Okay, matters the most. You can actually see these slides later on. I won't invest much time on it. Just for example, here in self-awareness, the first quadrant, try smiling when delivering disappointing news. Not exactly that news, but then you may have lost one game when you're playing with uh, cards, the card games, okay, or any kind of a game, and you're defeated. So what? You have to have that team spirit. The team spirit will come with self-awareness, okay. So if you're losing any opportunity, you need to make yourself aware that you may have a better luck, or probably the other person has played really well, okay. These emotions you need to actually control, because they are going to reflect on your face, okay. If you grin at the person who has won, you are not showing your sportsmanship. Or the person who has scored high marks, you need to appreciate that person for that particular incidents, in that particular incident. So definitely your facial expressions, a smile will help you, okay, in camouflaging that particular incidents, okay. So you need to be flexible, and you'll be able to implement only if you're practicing well. Self management, you may try thinking of a situation differently. At the same time, be aware of others emotions accordingly. You can tune in, that way you are actually controlling it. Social awareness and relationship management, further we can say, you need to have empathy, okay. You need to understand other person's perspective. So you need to connect with other positive people or social groups to build your skills. This kind of skill can be polished with the help of positive leadership or positive impacts from the society. You may watch motivating videos, you may watch motivating speeches by leaders, and read motivational books, inspiring quotes. So accordingly, you are connecting with people, and the positive attitude which we can build in ourselves. There are so many social groups around us. Even you can be a part of that. Okay. So social awareness. Okay. Coming at the end of the fourth quadrant, relationship management. You are extending your social awareness, and you may actually learn to recognize other people's emotions, and accordingly setting your way. Means what? You are able to understand both your as well as the other person's emotions, and accordingly you are able to manage, control them as well, skillfully. So it's a very rare skill. I mean, only the leaders, this is a very important leadership quality which makes a leader the way he is leading that particular team, or that particular group, or that particular company, or that particular nation. Okay. So relationship management is very very important skill over here. So basically, when you're talking about emotional intelligence, it's the core capacity basically. And when we talk about the capacity for recognizing your own feelings and those of others, for motivating ourselves and for managing emotions in ourselves and our relationship, we are actually talking about emotional intelligence. And the components are emotional competence, with all the emotions which you can see on the screens, the emotional maturity, that is understanding and applying it in a particular situation, and emotional sensitivity, being sensitive enough to appreciate your own and other person's emotional balances and imbalances, and regulating them for a proper relationship. Now this exercise also I would expect you all to do after the session, because we don't have time for this exercise. I would appeal y'all to list 5 positive and 5 negative emotions. Write them down. Okay. Start with happiness and sadness on the top of each list. Make two lists, 2 columns. First column of happiness, second column of sadness. Below them, list those positive and negative emotions. Strive to understand each of the emotions you listed and identify how they can be caused. What is the root cause of those emotions? Try to understand them. Try to visualize a situation as an example which you might have been gone through or going through. Notice the specific effect of these emotions and how they make you feel. Try to visualize and feel yourself how you are going. Probably close your eyes and recall that event, and you will understand how it actually matters, and probably how you might have reacted. You will be able to understand and appreciate how you should have been reacting. Okay. That appreciation will come only if you actually regulate yourself. You need to manage yourself. Only then you'll be able to give justice to this exercise. So emotional intelligence determines our potential for learning the practical skills related to self-awareness, motivation, self-regulations, empathy, adaptness in relationships, and emotional competence shows how much of that potential we can translate into on the job capabilities. So coming next is IQ, because there is a difference between EQ and IQ. Emotional intelligence अभी हमने देखा है. Now what is the intelligence quotient or IQ? So when we talk about intelligent quotient, it's a total score derived from several standardized tests and is designed to assess human intelligence. The score is obtained by dividing a person's mental age score, okay, mental age score, okay, which is obtained by administering an intelligence test. There are multiple kits which are there to have this intelligence test, okay, and accordingly that particular mental age is decided by the person's divided by person's chronological age, and both expressed in terms of years and months. The resulting fraction is multiplied by 100. So this is a formula, we can say, to calculate a IQ. Let's see how a mental age, when we talk about, say for example, a child, a 12-year-old child succeeded on items appropriate for 12 years old, but could not pass questions appropriate to 12 years old, 13 years old, that child was said to have a mental age also of 12 years old. Okay. Whereas if a 7 years old child succeeds in items intended for 10 years old, उसका एक्चुअल एज तो 7 years है, लेकिन उसका मेंटल एज है 10 साल का. जैसे सो मेनी मिरेकल्स वी सी अराउंड कि 3 साल का बच्चा बहुत सारे कॉन्टिनेंट्स के नाम, कैपिटल्स के नाम, लीडर्स के नाम बता रहे हैं उस पर्टिकुलर कॉन्टिनेंट के, उस पर्टिकुलर कंट्री के, उस पर्टिकुलर रीजन के, okay, या फिर कैलकुलेटिंग इन अ वेरी हाई स्पीड. Okay, so such kind of what you can say IQ exists in rare case. Okay, accordingly we can calculate. Okay, you can have some other examples. Okay, over here, for example, a 6 years old girl scores a mental age of 9. She could have assigned an IQ. The calculative thing is IQ of 150. Okay, that is 96 multiplied by 100. Similarly, if a 12 years old boy scored a mental age of 6, he would be given IQ of 50. Now basically this particular answers which actually come up gives us an idea about the mental and the chronological age, giving the IQ as well. Here is a rough guide which will help us understand what does it mean by the answers which we get. Now this is just a sample. It cannot be considered as a standard protocol. This is just one sample random example I have brought, wherein whatever scores are there, we need to read it accordingly, whether we are average, gifted, highly gifted, genius, highest genius, etc. Okay. In order to understand this, I may extend the session by 5 minutes. Okay. So we can have this riddle over here. I would like to show this. I will also copy paste this in the chat box so that if it is not visible here, you can see it later on. First we'll play it over here. I think it will get played. Yeah. I hope the screen is still visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We'll just see a quick first couple of riddles, not all. We don't have that much time. Just one or two riddle, and you will understand what I mean to say by IQ.
Ma'am, is it a video?
It's a video, audio as well as.
No.
I hope it's audible.
It's not visible. It's audible, not visible.
Just a moment, I'll stop it. Is it audible and visible?
Yes, ma'am.
stopped it. Just a moment. Anna is wanted criminal on the run. She needs to change her appearance. A good haircut could make her unrecognizable. There are two hairdressers in the town. Maggie owns a dirty salon and her hair is a mess. Whereas Lily runs a luxurious and spotless salon. Her haircut is perfect and the prices are much lower. Which one should Anna choose? Any answers? Quick answers? Quick answers. Unmute yourself. Quick answers. Okay, no one is answering, so here is the answer. I'm stopping. I'm not going to go ahead because you are not giving a chance. The other riddles, you can see it later. I hope you are understanding what I'm trying to give you all in the slide. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Then
ma'am.
nobody was answering. 7 seconds का riddle बहुत fast आपको answer देना रहता है. Okay, it's a fun way of learning, but you all are not interested, then I can't help. I'll go with the lecture method and finish it off. Fine.
No, ma'am, we are interested.
So I was talking about the difference between IQ and EQ. So individual's ability of logical reasoning. I talked about, IQ is just the tip of the iceberg. You can see here in the image, the iceberg. I hope you know what is an iceberg. Titanic collapsed a particular iceberg. Okay. So because the tip was visible, लेकिन उसके नीचे वाला जो part आप दिखाई नहीं दिया उनको was at the below the sea. I mean inside within the beneath the sea actually. So that actually was not visible and hence the ship collided. Okay, it appeared to be a very tiny spot, but then below the ship was totally broken because of the impact of the collision with the solid rock below, ice rock. Okay, so basically when we talk about IQ and EQ, you all will understand that emphasis should be on EQ more than IQ. Please remember, nobody is going to teach you all this, but experiences are and researchers have shown that when we talk about EQ, अब तक हम EQ के बारे में बोल रहे थे, individuals emotional intelligence, learned and improved ability, recognize control emotions and leaders, captains, managers are example of it. जिन लोगों ने EQ पे काम किया है, those are more successful in their lives. Come what may be the situation. Please, you can take any leader, because I want you all as an exercise in my next to next session, or probably even the next session, it will be helpful. Identify any personality of which is having a good impact on y'all or a bad impact in the society. Okay, one good and one bad. Y'all will come with so many things about that person's. Okay, just read about it and then you can take it as an example in so many organizational behavior sessions. Okay, do read about it. So when we talk about emotions, the person who has gained control over the emotions definitely is a better person than that who does not give a value for emotions. Okay, if everything goes with a military rule, it will not work in the civilian world. Please remember, discipline is required. हमारा देश आज definitely I appreciate respect. Defense की वजह से we are so feeling so secured with the help of such systems existing. Okay, the police or the security or the defense or the whatever what you can say, good structures we have in order to guard us from the enemy, from the thieves at local and the global level or the national level. Okay, definitely I appreciate that those systems are required, because of which we feel safe, but they have their own protocol in which they work. And when we as civilians, if we act, we should have discipline. Some amount of discipline is required, but we cannot go in that particular way and give major thrust on the military rule over here in civilians. So we need to work on emotions as well, because the person in front of you is not a military person always. Maximum people around us, if you look around us, you will see that the civilians are the people with whom you are on a daily basis interacting. So obviously you need to understand that person. मिलिट्री में ऐसे नहीं चलेगा, नहीं नहीं वो भी एक ह्यूमन है, उसको कैसे गोली मारूं, तो फिर गीता याद करो, राइट? सो ऐसे वो प्रोटोकॉल अलग ही रहेगा. ओके, but when we talk about organizational behavior from the ability perspective of your emotion, your reasoning capability, it's a IQ. Okay, general intelligence, it's inborn ability that can be nurtured. You may learn, understand, implement knowledge, control, and logical reasoning. People with high intellect and common sense definitely are, so many are there around us and within among us also, having high IQ. But please remember that there are so many examples. Those people who are emotionally depressed, suppressed, or stamped. Stamped माने there are so many sibling rivalry होती है, या फिर brother reliance. Let's take an example. Okay, Anil and Mukesh, you are the witness of what has been happening since last decade. Okay, having being the richest family in the world, one of the brother had to face bankruptcy, isn't it? And probably there were certain emotional imbalances that might have suppressed his career. Probably there might have been bad decisions, or there have been certain emotional issues also, which might have been as a obstacle in taking relevant good decisions. Okay, so emotional, because he is also intelligent. Okay, both Anil and Mukesh both are intelligent, but then probably there might have been some control, regulatory mechanism that Mukesh did well with in compared to Anil. I'm just giving a example. Okay, need not be the case in real, in actual. There might have been so many other things also, but just to give you all an understanding, in two brothers. Okay, IQ अच्छा होने के बावजूद या सिमिलर होने के बावजूद भी एक आगे गया because of probably he is able to control his emotions in a much matured way, in a better way, not only among his stakeholders, vendors, other industry tycoons, but as well as with the employees also, subordinates also. This you can see later on, the difference between IQ and EQ. So IQ and EQ helps you attain opportunities. IQ measures the ability of one to learn and understand, equivalent to book smart. It should be look smart. Has a difficult time understand all facets of emotions. Allows you to convince the fact, can be increased and decreased by default. Gets you through probably through a school. I mean, this can be understood as being a starting level. It gets developed during your teenage. Okay, emotional intelligence help you achieve your goal. It's a bigger picture of the world. It measures the ability of one to use emotions and logical skills, equivalent to heart smart. Okay, possess the power to understand and manage emotions, allows you to convince by reason, can be honed, that is you can develop it more and more. Practice makes you more perfect here as well. You become learned and increased as time goes by. When you practice it, will get you through life. If you see the comparison between IQ and EQ, when you say book smart is bookish knowledge, bookworm. Whereas when you talk about EQ, not only दिल से, actually दिल and दिमाग से आप काम ले रहे हो. The benefits of emotional intelligence: you become a better team member and a better team leader also. So it's a better teamwork. Acts as a tool in change. Tough conversations are handled properly, diligently, okay, meticulously. Okay, it's a people skill wherein communication is an important part and aspect of communication. Key feature of a strong leader. So the greatest benefit of having employees with high emotional intelligence, according to HR manager, you can see it on the screen, that the employees are much highly motivated, their morale is high, a good leadership is displayed there, better collaborative work is happening, and effective conflict resolutions are taking place. And wherever there are less conflicts, more productivity. It's as simple as that. Okay, so definitely if you want to have the work being taken ahead properly, the emotional intelligence is the key. I would appeal you all to actually read this, understanding it, the utility. Benefits at work. Emotionally intelligent people manage stress and conflict better than the others. They improve the relationships with co-workers, deal more effectively with supervisors and subordinates, and these people are more productive and effectively manage their work priorities. And whenever you actually prioritize your work effectively, you are balancing your life. That is the real, idea behind it. When you manage the work-life balance, you can say definitely you are going to be more productive in both your personal life and professional life. I would appeal you all to go through this particular slide and the home reading link also. I would appeal you all to just go through it. There is a clipping over there which is interesting. You need to get out of your comfort zone. आइडेंटिफाई द ट्रिगर्स और एंकर्स. अभी मैंने जो एक्सरसाइज बताई है, 5 नेगेटिव एंड 5 पॉजिटिव चीजों को आप कॉलम में डाल दो, फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड कॉलम में, and try to understand the emotions through which you have gone through these particular 5 feelings. Certain examples will come in front of you. Now you learn to have anchors. मतलब क्या, अगर वो sad feeling में आप गए तो what was the root cause of it? At which point in that particular incident you actually started feeling low? Okay, anchor it. Anchor मतलब तिथं अंकुश लावा. Anchor it. Okay, you may hit up. Just imagine, close your eyes and that root cause पे आप nail करो. Okay, खिळा मारा तिथे. In an imagined world. Okay, just close your eyes and imagine these things. Similarly, if there is a happy moment and you are feeling very high and excited, anchor that as well, because this anchoring will help you get out of the bad situation. Okay, this is basics of neuro-linguistic programming also, when you appreciate this kind of emotions and feelings. Okay, we'll see this later on. I'll just end the session with this slide. In the perfect world, emotional quotient is not the antonym of intelligence quotient. There is no war in which heart triumphs over head and vice versa. In the ideal situation, achievement of potential happens when both heart and brain are dancing to the same song. And have this read further. Santosh Pawar, you have unmuted yourself. Santosh Pawar, झाडून नंतर काढा. Please be aware when you are actually attending the session, see that your mics are muted, right? Thank you so much. And in the next session, we'll be dealing with two important concepts, that is transactional analysis and personality. Okay, transactional analysis and personality. These are the two important points which are left. We would have completed today if the delay wouldn't have happened. So I would take tomorrow's session and complete the first unit. Thank you so much. I'll take the questions also tomorrow itself, because I don't want the further session getting delayed because of mine. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.